So the other day, we were supposed to finally have that real-time experience with Abandoned. After all of this teasing and wondering if this was Kojima, is it Metal Gear Solid, is it Silent Hill? Well, we didn't find out because nothing happened. In fact, they appeared to delay the launch of the app due to graphical issues, I think is what they brought up, and they've basically been saying the patch is coming. Don't worry, guys, it's going to happen. And here we are now after what was, I guess you'd consider a disastrous launch, although it was kind of a non-existent launch. And some very weird things are happening, and people have been digging into Bluebox Game Studios' past and found some pretty strange similarities to what's happening now. Guys, if you enjoy these videos, make sure that like button helps out a ton. And if new here to the Spawn Wave Plus channel, make sure you subscribe down below. So I was looking around at their Twitter, and it was brought to my attention that Bluebox Game Studios has actually gone back and deleted pretty much all of the tweets about this patch that's supposed to be coming. And I noticed that really seemed to happen, obviously, after they had issues with this real-time experience app actually, happening and launching. But people started to bring up the fact that none of these sites that will track different patches and updates for these different virtual platforms through like the eShop or PlayStation Network or Xbox, a lot of times these updates are detected by bots online and they will post about an update. That's how we found out that Axiom Verge 2 got an update on Nintendo's servers, and it was most likely going to have some sort of news come out, and it just shadow dropped onto the store. But Abandon has not had any type of patch detected or found or anything, and that's making people think, okay, maybe there is no patch, and I'm kind of leaning that way. In fact, if you go over to their Twitter account now, all of those tweets are gone. The only one that they really have in the last week is this one from August 10th, where they were hyping up the launch of their app, like leading up to it. Hours before, they were like, "Are you ready?" And they show this person kind of walking across some floorboards there, kind of hinting towards some sort of horror game, which is what we assume that Abandoned is supposed to be. But nothing happened. Now we're all kind of hanging out, and after they deleted all of their tweets, which looks pretty bad in the first place because all of the tweets were essentially things like, we're 100% real, this patch is coming, don't worry guys, here's why it was delayed, here's the issue we found, which apparently is a graphical glitch, like I said. On their website, in I mean some terrible looking color choice in terms of font versus background, it says at the top, very hard to read, like I said, it's like lime green, says the issue has been resolved, the patch will be live in a few hours, and that is pretty much all we have on their website other than this Bluebox Game Studios logo and then the "we are preparing for" saying we'll be right back. But here's the interesting part, because people started to go back through Bluebox Game Studios past, and I kind of looked into it a little bit. I'd say a few weeks ago, I was talking with Nate about some of their past stuff they had done, because they do have a game on Steam right now, and we'll take a look at that here in a minute. But this is kind of a compilation of a lot of information that was found starting back in 2015. And I believe they were even under like a kind of a different publisher studio development name. But in 2015, they announced a horror game called Rewind. All the stuff you can find online. Delayed the playable teaser for this game because of technical issues. Sounds kind of familiar there. Said it'll have VR, then announced they canceled VR. Canceled a Kickstarter, said the game development is on halt and they'll tell us when development continues, said they have a new project, announces that development is resumed, the game was never released, and the website was deleted. In fact, that's kind of where I am with Bluebox Studios' website now, even their Twitter account. I'm kind of just waiting for it to disappear, like seriously, just get deleted. And then we can see later on in 2015, they announced a PC-exclusive horror game, The Lost Tape, said they will stream gameplay soon. The game never came out, and they deleted from IndieDB's website. 2017, they announced a new horror game, The Whisperer, coming out June 2017. The game never came out. Then we have in 2018, they announced a multiplayer horror game, Unseen Faces. Nothing ever happened with that. Didn't come out. 2019 released a broken mobile app called Tales of the Six Swords. They stole an anime character art, made it this app's icon, said the update is coming to this non-working app. Remove the app from the store. Almost like we have a non-working app now with this real-time experience. It just says coming soon when you start it up, and an update is apparently coming. Are we sure about that one? And then in 2020 released a horrible horror game, The Haunting, on Steam in early access. Game receives 100% negative reviews. They removed the buy option, says a big update is coming very soon, delays the update. The update was never released. They quit developing and gave the game to Create Tech Interactive to finish it. This fake studio didn't finish development either. And then we go into all the talk about Abandon in 2021. In fact, we can actually pull this up here. If we go over to Steam, this is the last update that they have on that Haunting game. This was from that Create Tech I guess development studio that we assume isn't them, but I mean it probably is them. It's maybe a studio they made up, like, oh, we passed it off to them and now it's their thing. But we can see it, the Haunting update and new gameplay reveals soon. We are extremely excited to show off new gameplay footages of the Haunting. We are very close to release the new update, along with a gameplay demonstration video that would introduce you 2-hour game, a gameplay demonstration video. You asked, we listened. We have received tons of requests to keep the game in first-person perspective, so we removed the third-person system and replaced it with the old first-person camera. Expected release date of the update. We can't share the exact release date for the update, but it will be very soon. The wait is almost over. That's it for now. Thank you for reading and for your patience. You know what? I am wondering if they deleted their tweets because people started looking into their past, because this does sound an awful lot like stuff that they had tweeted out just the other day. I mean, think about it. We have this real-time app experience that they hyped up for a little over a week. Seemingly, it was ready to go. They even teased it hours before. Then it doesn't launch. You basically start it up and it goes to this coming soon screen. They trend on Twitter. There's like 40 or 50,000 tweets about this Abandoned game, mostly because people think there's more to it. It could be like Kojima, or it's a front for Silent Hill getting revealed. And then they say that there is an update, but they can't share the exact release date for that update. That's what they're saying with Abandoned now, and what they've said with previous projects like The Haunting. I think the strangest part about this whole thing, though, is I don't really know what there is to gain out of this, because they didn't collect pre-orders. At least with The Haunting, it makes sense. I can look at it and say, okay, they had a buy button. People could buy in early access. It's like, well, there's money involved there. All right. But from what I can tell right now with Abandoned, no one's bought anything from them. In fact, really, it would have just cost them money this whole time, because in order to get on Sony's blog like they did with PlayStation Blog, I believe you have to pay them a fee of tens of thousands of dollars just to have them feature an article about your game. And in turn, that kind of linked Abandoned to Sony in a lot of people's minds, the point where they do believe that it could be Sony having Silent Hill behind this Abandoned game that is being shown now as a fake game to kind of build in that augmented reality type of experience. Hey, it's blending in with real life, and it's breaking the fourth wall because it's not an actual game. It's Abandoned. It's going to be Silent Hill and all of this. I still think people are looking for that feeling we had, say, back with Metal Gear Solid 2, where there was a twist that was basically the game itself being something completely different than what we were expecting. In that instance, it was, hey, you're not going to play as Snake most of the game, you're going to play as Raiden. Here, people are hoping that the Abandoned logo fades away and then Silent Hill comes into place. I think a lot of this goes back, though, to when, I guess, Bluebox realized, wow, we could really push this thing because people just happen to think we're connected to Kojima. And I will say, fans really came to that conclusion on their own. Like, they saw Abandoned and they started to kind of connect some dots that they really didn't place there, and then they said, okay, let's run with this thing because it's working, and they leaned into it heavily. They even had an interview recently where they had mentioned that it was affecting their work, and I can't believe it. Okay, now can we get that teaser card ready where it looks like we have Solidus or Big Boss in the background? Just make sure it's blurred enough, and go ahead and grab that Metal Gear text while you're at it. So I can't believe it, but I was alerted as I was editing this video that Bluebox Game Studios did actually update that application to where it does work, and they appear to have added some content to it. So why don't we take a look at what they added?
Okay. Introduction, cinematic reveal trailer, release trailer, gameplay demonstration, and gameplay demonstration 2 available soon. Okay, here we go. Introduction. This is what we want to see. Oh, here we go. Welcome to the real experience. Demonstrating content and engine. Okay, that floor looks better. Whoa, that looks good. Captured on PS5 using... What? Oh my God. That's it? showed us that yesterday.
That right there is Marlin Gaming Nation. Make sure you check him out over on YouTube. But, yeah, it looks like they just uploaded their Twitter video that they posted the other day where the person was walking across their floorboards, just in higher quality. I guess at least they updated their app, but to be honest, I just don't really see anything coming out of this. I feel like they're just going to string this along for as long as possible. But let me know what you guys think about this whole thing down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.